Hey YouTube, what's up? You might not remember me, but that's cool. Anyways, I figured I would show you guys a little tour of my den office work area. It's basically where my collection is kept. I don't know, I kind of like to see how everybody's got their shit set up, so I figured I'd give you a shot of how mine is. Anyways, switch this off of front camera and take you on a tour. Alright, and here we go. Basically, I was just coming down the hallway. It's a little blurry, hopefully this isn't dirty. Alright, so basically I was just coming down the hallway, coming down into this basement room. At the furthest corner of the room, this is kind of what it looks like. Autofocus is a little slow. Let me tilt this so it... Oh, I'll hold it this way. That seems to be right. So this is the furthest northwest corner of the room. There's a hallway that leads down into this opening. First thing you're greeted with is my portal gun and strong bad figurines. This old, crappy wooden bookshelf has been down here, serving no real purpose, so it just kind of sits there and is a staging area for stuff I get in. On top of it, we've got good old Akbar and Bruce. Directly next to that on the same wall. The guy that we bought the house from was kind of a handyman, and he built this whole this whole side of the basement. He finished off and put all these little shelves and stuff into the wall, which is pretty cool. The guy was like some type of golf and Packers fan. He had all kinds of crazy stuff related to those things on display. Down there is a little bit more extra crap, whatever. My vacuum cleaner and dehumidifier. I don't want to hear any complaints about, oh my god, it's so dusty. Yes, I know it's dusty, whatever. You come clean it. I try to keep the place pretty decent. This animated shelf is ridiculous with dust, though. I'll give you that. And especially because it's a glass shelf, it shows it too. So that really doesn't help. I guess I should kind of turn and give you an idea of what this wall is like. Oh, hey. Little Macross figure just took a dive. Sorry about that. This black shelf is just kind of another staging shelf with stuff that I've got that I either haven't opened or am opening later or may not open or have already opened. It's just kind of where my boxes go. Those are my guitars. Yeah, I play a little. I'm not good. No, you'll never hear me play, so don't bother asking. Keyboard. The computer stuff that's over here is more of a little workstation for my brother who does some recordings. That's where he does all his stuff at. Shelf that's built into the wall. More boxes, a lot of alternators. More random shit on shelves. Obviously. This is a really poor walkthrough. But you get what you get. I've recently been trying to move stuff around and find places for stuff to live. Some of it has been better successes than others. So right now my collection really does look kind of random. As you can see, FN Primus with Jason the Wheeled Warriors with a Voltron Lion, Macross, Myria, Veritech, Psykill, and effing Enterprises, but whatever. That trailer is actually probably going to get a review. That is that people talking about what is the FTO1 since Fans Toys just released that FTO3 Shockwave. That trailer that you're looking at right there, that's the FTO1. That thing was done like almost 10 years ago. And as far as I know, it's the first injection molded third-party Transformer accessory. Magnum! Tonic wine! I'm not even going to explain that. More boxes in those shelves, camera box, computer down there, computers down there. More boxes. Most of the stuff from these boxes have been opened and displayed. It's just they haven't been... I don't have another place for some of these boxes. This shelf right here is my first island of Misfit toys. It's just a bunch of random stuff that I have. This is also very dusty. And there's a super persistent spider that insists on living down here and making webs all the time. Thank you, Vangelis. You are the reason that I purchased this Messenger. I forgot the name of the model, but it's the one that transforms into a fist. Maneva, Ghost Starscream, whatever, King Starscream, Toynami Diecast Voltron. That little knockoff miniature Voltron is pretty cool. That Terex, it's small, but that's a pretty awesome bath. Frankie, quite possibly the world's first custom Transformer. I didn't make it. That was made by my good friend Hanny when he was still playing with Transformers. And he said he made it pretty soon after he got the Top Spin Twin Twist guys. So, there you go. Quite possibly the world's first custom Transformer. Maybe I'll do a review. Leisner, Chogokin. Actually, that's a spec, but whatever. Super, 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 super awesome action figure of the year, in my opinion. Reobot Gurren Lagann. Little, what the hell are those things called? Heroes of Cybertron. Here's my Brave Max with a bunch of Micromasters on it, and that stupid Cosmos because I got nowhere else to put them. Vintage Vehicle Voltron, Vintage Rubber Voltron, Black Alternity Convoy, Baff Sentinel, one of the best Baffs ever. And then the Baff, what the hell's his name? I want to say Skrull, but that's not it. The Green Lantern robot. I'm not the DC guy. I can't remember. Whatever. You probably know his name. I don't. At least right now. More built-in shelving that came with the house. It's got my Fans Project G3 trailer. Some more Masterpiece boxes. Believe it or not, that Toynami plastic Voltron is my daughter's. Voltron was the first toy that she ever played with. And when she was like 18 months old, she was sitting down on the floor with me, and I just gotten a vintage Voltron. And she picked up all the lines and arranged them around herself, and just kind of was like sitting there and had them all pointing at her, had them looking at her. And it's the first toy of mine that she ever just picked up and did something with. And she always wanted to play with it, and since that thing has lead paint, I figured I might as well get her own. That would be safe. So that's the box to her Voltron. My fall/war for Cybertron figures, minus Bruticus, which I don't even care to take out. My quasi arc shelf, because with having Grimlock in there, it's not really an arc shelf. If I remember right, when I did this shelf, basically if it was on the 84 checklist, I put it in here. But now that I see Power Glide, I'm probably wrong about that. Oh, you know what this is? This is almost everybody who's pre-movie. Shelf below it has become my masterpiece shelf. Just a bunch of crap in the way. This is my computer desk. It's my Mac. I've actually got, it's one computer, it's a Mac running Parallels with a second monitor set up with the Parallels just running full screen on that second monitor. Bunch of random, what's on my desk? That's my audio in out for GarageBand for playing around with the guitar and recording on the podcast. 360 controller for the PC. Random shit. Gutukuro Motoko Kusanagi. Runner-up for Action Figure of the Year, in my opinion. This could possibly already be third-party Toy of the Year. But there's a lot of shit coming out, but this thing really hits home as Masterpiece Shockwave. I actually plan on recording a review for that a little bit later tonight. More random stuff. Fort Max on the only shelf he can fit on. I guess I'll back out again and let you get a look of what's going on here. There's not as much room for me to back out to. So that's that wall, and it kind of goes all along like that to the back, and we'll work our way back there. Random G1 boxes and a spare wheeljack. Anybody want a wheeljack? Oh, if I remember right, I think that thing's a knockoff. Yeah, it's the knockoff. It's still pretty good. All of my G1 figures. Almost all. Most. 99%. I know there's a few things missing from here. I'll kind of take you just along this shelf and then go back. I'm not going to call out names on these. You guys should know what they are. If you don't, too bad for you. Know your G1, fool. It's kind of funny. I had a mostly boxed G1 collection of 84 through 86, all vintage. Dodge Challenger came out 2009. Chrysler's hurting and in trouble. They decided to make the RTs, which were never before eligible for employee pricing, part of the employee pricing. Sold all that off, bought a Dodge Challenger. What are we, 5 years later, 4 years later? Chevrolet comes out with this new Stingray. I'm tempted to off all this stuff and get that Stingray. That Blue Swoop is not a real one, it's a knockoff. Damn good quality, well worth the money if you want a blue Diacone Swoop or you want just a screen accurate G1 Swoop. Oh hey, who's that? I've never seen this before. What could it be? I'll have to take it to an expert. Yeah, we'll see if you get that reference. Come on, you can focus. You can do it. I don't know if that face is making it not focus. There we go. Must be the Quintesson face. Got the guitar, blah, 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 blah. Takara cutout heads. These things actually work out pretty decent. You'd never know it. That Springer is a knockoff. I have a vintage. But the knockoff just looks so damn good. Left the knockoff up. Alright, I'll come back here and do another wide shot of that wall. So there's the corner we were in, my desk, and the rest of my classic stuff and other more recent shit. Some of my Macross stuff, not all of it, but some. Figure Art Akiba Rangers, just got those in, reading on the Prius. Prime Toys, another island of Misfit toys. Most of these are doubles. And then shitty double Prime toys that I don't even know why I have. The top of my Neo Classics Autobot shelf. Why is this thing heavy? It's such a hard time focusing. And you go down. This stuff was set up to be like movie era, post-movie era. But I got too much scrambling around to do as far as for reorganizing. So, and then plus with the new focus on potential IDW focus stuff, I don't know what I'm going to do with arranging these. We'll see. The idea of an IDW shelf is pretty intriguing. My steel core is so tired. He's been working in the iron ore mines or some shit, I don't know. Decepticon shelf for Neo Classics. These Energon cubes are awesome. As you can see, that one's empty. They just have this purple hue to them that is so effing amazing. I got these from TF Source at DairyCon last year. Really awesome. Fans Project Bruticus. Make Toys Giant. You already knew what those were. My Decepticon shelf for pre-movie. Bunch of stuff on there you should all recognize. That iGear Nightbird. It's a little overpriced, but it is a good representation of Nightbird. Music label Soundwave, the only classic Soundwave that should be in your collection. If you have anything else in your collection as your Soundwave, you're doing it wrong. With as much as people love the Masterpiece Soundwave, I don't understand why there isn't the equal amount of love for that music label. Because besides the price, that thing's perfect. Hegemon, or Hegemon, I never bothered to learn the proper pronunciation. Perfect effect of doing it right. Yeah, there's my Bombshell that I did a part swap on to do them right. More Decepticons. Once again, these were going to be post-movie, but then it just got to be a mess. Oh, this camera really doesn't do that good in low light. That is the knockoff Shadow Scythe, or Shadow Scythe. Sorry, Scythe. I had the original Wild Rider. Sold that, got the knockoff. And then I got the knockoff armor for it. Yeah, it's pretty good for what it is. Yeah, so we kind of went over all that over there. So now we come up, this door leads into the other half of the basement that's unfinished with the washer, dryer, all that stuff. Very nice little plaque information about my firstborn daughter. It's really cool. Another island of misfit toys. MMC is the biggest theme on this shelf. Need to order that kit to make my whirl. Above that is my I'm only gonna get Tiger and Bunny SH Figure Arts shelf. Hopefully I don't get in the light too much. Yes, Origami Cyclone is standing on 1 foot, unaided. And then the shelf that's under this is just basically storage. It's just extra crap. One of my other hobbies, RC cars and helicopters. Surprisingly enough, the stuff that's on the shelf is the only electric stuff I own. Everything else of mine is all nitro. And just more storage. But yeah, that's the walk of my office where all my toys are. I'll do another little 360. I think it would be awesome to see walkthroughs of your guys' areas. So, yeah, definitely send me your video replies. Really be interested in checking them out. I like to see how people have their stuff laid out. Obviously, mine is not the best. It's nothing special. It's just a room with a bunch of shelves and a bunch of shit thrown on the shelves. Try to have some coherency where I can and where room allows, but I know there are people out there that have really, really, really nice displays, and I'd like to see video walkthroughs of those displays. Not just, static images. Some of you guys don't have the greatest display setup, but it's still nice to see, what people have and how they're displaying it or how they're making use of the space that they have. But yeah, there you go. I don't know, maybe that gives you a little insight on me as a collector, as a person, or maybe you just don't give an F. That's cool too. Yeah, so that sums up my walkthrough. Comic books. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Till later. Peace.